Given the choice between being right and being kind, choose kind. Speak your mind, even if your voice shakes. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Don't get bogged down in regrets. No one is perfect. Don't chase happiness, just stay positive, and you will experience joy. Honesty without kindness is brutality. Kindness without honesty is manipulation. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. You train people how to treat you, unconsciously or not. Never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity. Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us that dragons exist, but because they tell us that dragons can be beaten. Things are only impossible until they are not. Just because you got away with a bad decision doesn't make it a good decision. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. We live longer when we are too busy living. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. Every time you lie, you are creating problems that you will have to deal with in the future. A denied expectation hurts more than a denied hope, while a fulfilled hope makes us happier than a fulfilled expectation. The point of the argument is not to defeat each other, but to understand each other. Never compare your life with others. They may seem better than you, but they have some problems which are never heard by you. The more people let you down, the easier you'll get back up and realize that life doesn't stop for anyone. Not everyone will make it to your future. Some people are passing through to teach you life lessons. Betrayal never comes from your enemies. Owning your truth can be hard, but not nearly as hard as spending your life running away from it. The walls you build to keep things out are also keeping things in. There are times when you see someone for the last time and don't even realize it. Watch out. You'll never know the true value of the moment until it becomes a memory. In order to love who you are, you cannot hate the experiences that shaped you. Being lonely and being alone are different things. Overthinking ruins you. It ruins the situation, twists things around, makes you worry about futile questions, and makes everything much worse than it actually is. Just trust your instincts. Gut feelings can sometimes save you from big troubles. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan, and what they have planned for you. Quietly forgiving people in silence and never speaking to them again is a form of self-care. Stop being so available to people who are only there for you when it's convenient for them. There's only one thing more precious than our time, and that's who we spend it on. One day, you'll laugh at how much you let this matter. Focus on you. People come and go. Healing doesn't mean the damage never existed. It means the damage no longer controls your life. If you can find paths without any obstacles, it probably leads nowhere. If you find someone smarter than you, work with them, do not compete. Choosing comfort over discomfort does not lead to a comfortable life. It's your road and yours alone. Others may walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you. Problems are the price you pay for progress. Be patient and tough. Someday, this pain will be useful to you. Be like a tree and let the dead leaves drop. What we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do. Don't ever let the same people disappoint you twice. You cannot be lonely if you like the person you're alone with. Your wound is not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. The things that you consider to be yours own you far more than you own them. We feel guilty when we no longer want to associate with old friends who have not changed. But this is the price and marker of growth. Don't be afraid to do things by yourself. Waiting for other people will cause you to miss out on some wonderful things in life. Never give up on what you really want to do. The person with big dreams is more powerful than the one with all the facts. If someone is trying to bring you down, they are already below you. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. Your life becomes meaningful in precise proportion to the depths of the responsibility you are willing to shoulder. As you improve, you'll find yourself more disappointed with those around you. To avoid this, be hard on yourself but understanding of others. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Nothing prevents happiness like the memory of happiness. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. What a wonderful thought it is that some of the best days of our lives haven't happened yet. In any given moment, we have two options: to step forward into growth or step back into safety. The trouble is, if you don't risk anything, you risk more. You can't turn back the clock, but you can wind it up again. One finds limits by pushing them. The past cannot be changed. The future is yet in your power. If you hate starting over, stop quitting. Whatever the mind can think and perceive, it can achieve. Not all storms come to disrupt your life, some come to clear your path. Adversity has the effect of eliciting talents which in prosperous circumstances would have lain dormant. If you want to increase your success rate, double your failure rate. All we are is the result of all we have thought. You can't live your life for other people. You've got to do what's right for you, even if it hurts some people you love. The time you kill does not die without avenging itself. Of all sad words of tongue or pen, the saddest are these: it might have been so. Sometimes, the place you are used to is not the place you belong. Letting go means to come to the realization that some people are a part of your history but not a part of your destiny. We aim above the mark to hit the mark. Sometimes, it's a blessing to not get what you want. Never expose your next step, just take the step. A fish with a closed mouth never gets caught. The world is round, and the place which may seem like the end may also be the beginning. You are always stronger and more resourceful than you give yourself credit for. Don't go broke trying to impress broke people. Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. The only place where your dream becomes impossible is in your own thinking. The quickest way to succeed is to start now and figure it out as you go. You can't learn to drive in a parked car. Planning is bringing the future into the present so that you can do something about it now. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Be careful how you talk to yourself, because you are listening. Just because your path is different from others doesn't mean you're lost. Not everything in your brain needs to come out of your mouth. It is difficult to make the right choice if you fear choosing wrongly. Courage doesn't mean you don't get afraid. Courage means you don't let fear stop you. You can choose the game you play, but not its rules. We cannot live happily wishing the world followed the rules we are comfortable with. You grow up the day you have your first real laugh at yourself. We are all faced with a series of great opportunities brilliantly disguised as impossible situations. Sometimes good things fall apart so better things can fall together. The future is always beginning now. If you want to be happy, set a goal that commands your thoughts, liberates your energy, and inspires your hopes. They always say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. Stress is temporary, but the lessons you learn from it can last a lifetime. Go forth on your path as it exists only through your walking. The art of living lies less in eliminating our troubles than in growing with them. Life doesn't get easier or more forgiving. We get stronger and more resilient. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not weakness. That is life. Loneliness isn't the absence of people, it's the absence of connection. Seek meaningful interactions, not just company. Action is 10 times more valuable than reading and planning. Experience is the best teacher. You will never remember the days and nights you stay home and do nothing. Letting go is much easier than you think. Holding on is much tougher than you think. Obstacles aren't roadblocks, they're road signs. The energy we spend to complain can be redirected to act for change. When we take responsibility, we get out of the victim mode and move on. The most authentic thing about us is our capacity to create, overcome, endure, transform, love, and be greater than our suffering. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Just because you slipped on a step doesn't mean you should throw yourself down the staircase. The world doesn't always reward you for being a good person, but that is no reason not to be one. The mountain you're climbing wasn't put there to punish you, but to show you what you're capable of. Don't hold the younger you to the standards you hold yourself to today. You don't notice your progress in life because you were always raising the bar. Before you are old, attend as many funerals as you can bear and listen. Nobody talks about the departed's achievements. The only thing people will remember is what kind of person you were while you were achieving. Everyone is jealous of what you have. No one is jealous of how you got it. Just because something is hard to obtain doesn't mean that it's valuable. If you set your goals ridiculously high and it's a failure, you will fail above everyone else's success. A man who wants to lead the orchestra must turn his back on the crowd. Life isn't something you possess, it's something you take part in. Sometimes, the hardest things in life are the things that we need to hear the most. Your direction is more important than your speed. On the other side of a storm is the strength that comes from having navigated through it. Raise your sail and begin. Go as far as you can see. When you get there, you'll be able to see further. Although the world is full of suffering, it is full also of the overcoming of it. The future is when you'll be sorry for everything you could have done today but didn't. The world stands aside to let anyone pass who knows where he is going. We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. It's not the load that keeps you down, it's how you carry it. Don't compare yourself to others, because no one can play your role better than you. We must embrace pain and burn it as fuel for our journey. The days are long, but the years are short. If you have to keep asking yourself if something is worth it, then maybe it's not. Step out of the history that is holding you back. Step into the new story you are willing to create. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. You have within you right now everything you need to deal with whatever the world can throw at you. Be careful about the stories you're telling yourself about your current circumstances. A head full of negative thoughts has no space for positive ones. If there was nothing wrong in the world, there wouldn't be anything for us to do. It is not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. There is hope, even when your brain tells you there isn't. Sometimes, just carrying on is a superhuman achievement. Your goals are the compass that guide you through the storm of life. We must be willing to let go of the life we planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. Adversity is not a detour, it is part of the path. Never limit your view of life by any past experience. Life will test you just before it blesses you. Not being heard is no reason for silence. A toxic environment is more likely to change you than you change it. Remember, no effort that we make to attain something beautiful is ever lost. Forever is composed of nows. A mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions. Sometimes, you have to lose all you have to find out who you truly are. Courage is found in unlikely places. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. One of the most important things you can accomplish is just being yourself. If you fuel your journey on the opinions of others, you are going to run out of gas. Change is scary because known challenges and pain are easier to accept than unknown ones. We are not a product of what has happened to us in our past. We have the power of choice. If you wait until you're ready, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. Time is what we want most, but what we use the worst. Take the attitude of a student. Never be too big to ask questions and never know too much to learn something new. Old ways won't open new doors. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. Reputation is what other people know about you. Honor is what you know about yourself. You can clutch the past so tightly to your chest that it leaves your arms too full to embrace the present. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Real change, enduring change, happens one step at a time. The human capacity for burden is like bamboo, far more flexible than you'd ever believe at first glance. Where there is ruin, there is hope for a treasure. The size of your dreams must always exceed your current capacity to achieve them. If your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough. Growth is painful. Change is painful. But nothing is as painful as staying stuck somewhere you don't belong. You are in charge of your own happiness. You don't need to wait for other people's permission to be happy. The past is just a story we tell ourselves. Your deepest, darkest moment may be the best thing that ever happens to you. Our greatest battles are those with our own minds. Experience is not what happens to you. It's what you do with what happens to you. Be smart enough to ask for advice, but be wise enough to know who to seek it from. Worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do but doesn't get you anywhere. You cannot change anyone, but you can be the reason someone changes. Let the improvement of yourself keep you so busy that you have no time to criticize others. Even if you are on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. Never let your sense of morals prevent you from doing what is right. The gem cannot be polished without friction, nor man perfected without trials. Don't watch the clock, do what it does, keep going. A miracle isn't winning the lotto. It's believing in yourself when you didn't before. Our lives are defined by opportunities, even the ones we miss. We can do anything we want to if we stick to it long enough. Solving a problem without solving its root cause is like taking a step forward and then one back. Look in the mirror, that's your competition. Any change, even a change for the better, is always accompanied by drawbacks and discomfort. It's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting.